This is not what I thought it was.
And that confuses me.
I'm sorry, what just happened?
It's absolute anarchy here.
I reached out to a few of my friends in the VGC community and asked them if they could please help me with a commentary analysis project. Instead, I would be sending them a completely normal Game 1 and a very, very unusual Game 2. Just to sell it even more, I told them that all instances of player choice would be cut out to preserve the integrity of a live event simulation. And they all bit, and they all sent me their reactions to my set. My brave participants were Bauerdad, Adam Santacos, and Carter of the Little Root Lessons podcast. If you want to check them out, which I totally recommend you do, all of their links to their socials will be in the description, along with the set that I sent them. There won't be any other way to view it because it's unlisted. I will also have a video up at this time going over how I made all of the weird things during this battle actually happen. So if you're curious about that, that link will also be in the description. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in making this happen, and I hope you all enjoy their reactions.
We're about to get started here at game number 2. Game number 2 between Krebs and Zoich.
So here from Zoich, we are going to see Calyrex plus Indeedee as a lead. And we have Urshifu plus Ditto.
And then we see a completely different lead, really, for both players. Okay, so we see a Ditto and a Urshifu Water. I really, really like Ditto's on lead.
So now Krebs is packing a... Oh! Ditto okay.
We're going to see Ditto just kind of... I'm sorry, what just happened?
So we see the Ditto transform into the Kyurem White.
Why is there a Kyurem White on the field?
And that confuses me. I'm not certain why we are seeing Ditto transform into the Kyurem White.
I don't know what's going on here. My front office has not informed me of any penalties or rules being broken here, so the game is still on.
Is this a Zorak on that? No, I have no idea what I am seeing here, but I am curious to see it. I wonder if both players are as confused as I am right now.
Sorry, 3 very aggressive Pokemon, and then an Indeedee who can potentially do its own aggressive things when paired with that Calyrex Shadow Rider. Krebs taking the first Dynamax, which appears to be a single strike Urshifu G-Max. This is not what I thought it was.
But we're just going to see a Gigantamax from the Urshifu this turn. Really interesting here because we're not going to see the excess damage from the Choice Band being locked in here. What?
Indeedee using Fake Out on Psychic Terrain, which is really interesting here.
So Kyurem flinches. Calyrex uses Extra Sensory, doesn't affect Urshifu. So he goes for a Psychic move on the Fighting type. And Calyrex with the big damage there. Not very effective. And it was a Zorak. Okay, so we're just kind of seeing a different team, honestly.
Normally, you don't see that happening. Calyrex connecting with G-Max 1 blow. Not very effective. Okay. Zoroark's,
I'm sorry, why is there now a Zoroark with a eject button?
It's absolute anarchy here.
So we had Fake Out into the Kyurem White this turn, which I'm still not entirely sure why there's a Kyurem White.
Okay, so he's got the Wash. He's gonna send out He's gonna send out Zacian, an unsorted Zacian at that.
We have a Zacian here without its sword, meaning it's mono fairy type. The Urshifu was able to Dynamax into Dark Urshifu.
This is awesome. I can't wait to see what's going on next.
I don't know how to analyze a game at this point based on what's going on.
Indeedee's going to go Helping Hand. I'm guessing we're going to see Behemoth Blade.
How this goes. Zacian with Steel Roller. A move not commonly seen on Zacian and less common. Oh my goodness, a critical hit into the Kyurem.
into the Zacian and be able to make that damage just massive here. As we see a Steel Roller into the Kyurem, which is going to remove the Psychic terrain. I'm not going to lie to you all, I don't think that crit was really needed.
Zacian uses Steel Roller. This is amazing. I love what I'm seeing here. A critical hit.
As we see a Max Ooze come out here from the Urshifu into the Zacian, going to give that Urshifu a special attack boost, but not really going to be relevant on a Pokemon such as Urshifu.
The Crowned Form Zacian, that poison move, would actually not have done damage thanks to the added steel typing. But as we can see, Zacian restores its health using an Oran Berry, very unorthodox choice.
And Zacian eats the berry. That's just incredible.
We do see Zacian holding, it looks like a Oran Berry.
It reads the Oran Berry. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
But Cosmog, okay.
We see the Cosmog come out.
As a Cosmog from Krebs is coming out now. So, Cosmog, not a very popular Pokemon.
One of the least used restricted Pokemon.
Which I have no idea what Cosmog does. I've never seen this thing before in my life.
Because honestly, Nebby just needs to get back in the bag.
Urshifu could literally select anything at once at this point. If Water Urshifu were to Grassy Glide on this turn, that would not surprise me.
I don't know what has happened here, but it is the game that we are currently playing. Indeedee going with the Follow Me, that is the only normal thing that I've seen at the start of since this whole game started.
Zacian plays rough. That's boring at this point. I was expecting to see Grassy Glide or Flare Blitz.
And so you see a Hyper Beam from the Cosmog come out into, it looks like, Custap Berry? No, that's not correct.
Cosmog going for Hyper Beam, and Indeedee consuming a berry in order to reduce damage from the Hyper Beam. Unfortunately, it's not enough.
Cosmog with the Hyper Beam. It's the first time I've ever seen Cosmog do anything ever. By the way, Hyper Beam, the greatest animation.
And it's still just enough to one-shot. It's Chelan Berry.
Indeedee eating the super effective reducing berry to normal attacks, as it tends to do.
This was not the match I signed up for, but this is quite the match I am excited to see how it concludes.
Cosmog, who I was making fun of a second ago for being a restricted Pokemon that no one cared to use, is now actually putting up quite a decent fight through that Hyper Beam.
Okay, we see a Shed Ninja. So Shed Ninja comes out. We then get a Calyrex. I can't wait to see Calyrex use Glacial Lance on this turn.
And now we have Calyrex, who is maybe actually a Calyrex.
So Zacian, what we've seen out of it so far is Steel Roller and Play Rough. But honestly, from what we've seen out of this match, the Zacian could literally do anything at once at this point, and it wouldn't surprise me. In fact, what I'm really rooting for the most right now is a Dynamax Zacian.
So, really interested to see where this turn goes and what we have going on. As we see a knockoff into the opposing Spectrier, because it knocked off the opposing Calyrex. As we see a Dynamax coming out here mid-turn.
To wear off the opponent. Cosmog with knockoff, almost taking out, okay.
Cosmog goes knockoff. I believe that Calyrex Rider lost its Rider. Yeah, Dynamax Zacian. I know that's about to happen.
As we see the now single Spectrier.
Apparently knockoff has knocked Calyrex off of the horse. It's now Spectrier. Calyrex has put in some vacation days.
No, this is... Oh. That's disappointing.
And now Spectrier is actually going to Dynamax in the middle of the turn. We haven't seen this before.
All right, so we got a Spectrier. The rider fell off, of course, mid-battle. Zacian goes Crunch into the Shed Ninja, which I think should damage it, but it doesn't.
As we see the opposing Zacian go for Crunch here, which for some reason Shed Ninja's just like, no, I'm good, fam. I don't need that in my life.
Nothing is coming in from the front office. The game must go on. Zacian's Crunch does not affect Shedinja through Wonder Guard, which is really strange because it should. It should.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Wonder Guard decided not to activate there. So there must be a third Pokemon on the field.
And Shedinja is just going to go for a Poltergeist, as it's going to hit away the Zacian with the Utility Umbrella.
I think off to the side, maybe off screen a little bit. You guys can't see, but there is a there's a wheezing off. It's standing behind the Zacian. There's a wheezing behind it, which is not activating any abilities right now. All right, we see the Poltergeist come out. Zacian hangs on. Shedinja loses its HP. Likely the Life Orb recoil taking out the Shedinja there.
Zacian attacked by its Utility Umbrella. Really interesting to see that Zacian is holding a Utility Umbrella because it consumed an Oran Berry. And Shedinja lost some of its HP from that attack for some reason.
Because we're Life Orb Shedinja.
Krebs going down in a very historic turn of events.
This is not the matchup I signed up for, but this is quite the journey from start to finish.
Of this, I could have used 8 more games like that, but all right, that was a really super fun set.
So what we saw during the second game was a lot of really unorthodox stuff that you just wouldn't expect to see in a normal Series 12 game, and it just really goes to show to the testament of Pokemon players and how you have to keep your wits about you.
Game 1 was so interesting. I was ready to execute like commentary on it, and instead we saw Hyper Beaming Cosmog.
We watched Knockoff not only knock off an item from Calyrex, but actually remove Calyrex altogether.
I think that was amazing. I'm disappointed there was no Dynamaxation, but you know, what can you do there?
Thank you all so much for joining me tonight on this magical journey through what one can only assume is a massive fever dream. So that being said, I should probably contact my doctor.
I'm interested to see how they'll do in the rest of this event.
All things considered, they did an amazing job. Their Game 1 commentary was super on point, and despite all the weird things that happened during Game 2, they tried their very best to stay on track. For the most part. I can't blame them for cracking at times. I would have absolutely lost it the moment that I saw Cosmog whip out a Hyper Beam. Thank you all very much for joining me. If you like this kind of stuff, please leave a like, it helps me know that you liked it, and if you want to help my channel grow, please do subscribe, it helps me out. At this point, I'm also off at college, so I will probably not be able to post again until November, so I will see you guys then.